Hi all, happy Sunday. Awesome. Just getting situated here. We're gonna do some live Sunday stretches. Welcome back to my living room with me. We're gonna hang tight here and let a couple friends join us. Morning, Carly. What you wanna do in the meantime is just kind of clear some space. These are gonna be pretty small stretches, but you do want just a little bit of room to get cozy. Good. Good. Well, we're waiting for other people to join us. What I love to do on Sunday mornings is just think if I could do one thing today that's going to make my week that much better, what am I going to do? So for me, it might be cleaning out my bedroom right before I go to sleep. Makes me feel a whole lot better. It's my very quiet space where I can relax. So I like to make sure that that's clear for the week so that I always have a place that I can retreat to. Good. So one thing that if you could do any one thing to set you up for success this week, what is that one thing? Yeah, so good. Take a minute, think about that. Feel free if you would like to go ahead and post it in the comments below. Awesome. Before we get started with these Sunday stretches, a good thing that I want to remind you, we posted a quick announcement yesterday. Oof, I can hear the announcement song playing in my head. Scooter, where are you? We posted a quick proclamation in the Facebook group yesterday. And that's just to let you all know that we're going to go ahead and open up this Facebook group for the last week of Spring Camp at Home. So what that means is that the Facebook channel right now is private, so it's kept in a nice small bubble where it's camp people are in there, and we wanted to open it up to the larger Flying Horse Farms family to be able to see. So this means that if you have a friend that also has a kiddo who could benefit from some of the arts and crafts projects we're putting out, you can share the videos. It'll be open so anybody can see what's posted in the group. Which is also a really good reminder, if you commented on anything or posted anything that you're like, I don't know if I want the whole Facebook community to be able to see that, that's okay. Feel free to go head back and delete any comments that you don't want seen by a larger community. We're also going to do our best to go through and see if there's anything that we want to make sure is kept nice and clean as we go and open this group up. So we wanted to bring camp to a larger community, and we think that this is going to be the way. So we're going to open that group up later today. So I just wanted to come on here and reiterate that before we do some stretches this morning. Just let you know that this is going to open up. And then a good reminder, this is the last week of full-on spring camp programming. So you'll still see an activity each day. You'll still get to see some trivia with Nurse Bluebird, and then you'll still get a nice campfire at the end of the week. This week's campfire is going to be more like a full-on closing campfire, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be really exciting. But know that we're not leaving you. We're going to continue to post things in this group each week. We're currently in the middle of figuring out what summer looks like, and I'm really excited to bring that to you soon. But in the meantime, we still want to make sure that you have activities and things that you can do during the week. So stay tuned, stay in here with us, and know that we'll still be here and ready for you. Cool. So Facebook group is opening this week, and also stay tuned for the last week of full-on spring camp programming. Great. We're going to go ahead and get ready to stretch. So I'm going to go ahead and set our camera back just a little bit. Good. I have a mat out, you'll see. You don't have to have a yoga mat. You just need some clear space in your living room. We're going to go just a touch taller. All right, we'll probably have to readjust a little bit as we go, but that's okay. All right. So I'm gonna start by standing on my mat nice and tall and just kind of do what feels good for you here. So I'm just gonna kind of twist a little bit, get my body just slowly moving on this Sunday morning. It's really important that you do what feels good for you. So if at any point we're doing a stretch and it doesn't feel quite right in your body, that's okay. Pause. Know that sometimes when your muscles stretch, it does feel a little bit uncomfortable, but we never want you to be too uncomfortable. So do what feels right for you and make sure that you're just kind of moving a little bit, getting a little bit warm on this Sunday morning. Good. All right. So I have my feet together. We're going to take a couple deep breaths in. So deep breath in and out. Couple more in and out. Again, do what feels right for you here. I might clasp my hands at the top, so in. I'm going to clasp my hands and stretch up really tall for a second. And out. Good, that felt good. I'm going to do one more of that. Stretch and out. Amazing. Good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do some forward folds. So again, this can feel really uncomfortable. I was a dancer growing up, and so I'm going to show you a couple of the tricks that I have up my sleeve that help me stretch a little bit lower. So take your deep breath in. You're going to go ahead and do a nice forward fold. If you can reach the ground, that's great. If you're still hanging here, that's awesome too. So what I love to do is to grab for my elbows. So I'm going to grab and hold on each hand on one elbow, and I'm just going to hang. There's something about gravity that works a little bit of magic here and just allowing the backs of your legs to stretch. So we're going to go ahead and just hang here for a second. If you need to rock back and forth, that's awesome. Let your head hang low. If you are touching the ground, that's awesome. What you can also do is nicely cycle your legs. So I'll show you from the side. I'm just moving one knee at a time. So if I'm touching the ground, I'm just furthering that stretch. Or at any point, you can just hold on to your legs. So holding on to my shins, the backs of my legs. I don't ever really want to push on my knees here. It makes the joints feel a little uncomfortable. So I'm going to stick to the fronts of the bones here. Take one more deep breath down here. All right, and come right back up. Good. Let's go ahead and take our feet a little bit wide. We're going to go ahead and do a nice forward fold with some wide legs. So go ahead, deep breath in and fold forward. We're just going to hang out right in the middle for a second here. So hang tight right here. Let your head hang loose. Again, do what feels comfortable to you. So that might be a slight sway, or it might be holding entirely still. Feel free to hold on to your legs as you're stretching here. Good. Go ahead and take your hands, and we're going to walk over to our right side first. So right. If you're following along and this is mirrored, this is going to look like I'm going to my left. I'm headed to my right. You can join me on your left or your right. And we're just going to hang out here for a second. Do you feel that in the back of your leg? Take some deep breaths in. Again, you can go ahead and reach for the floor here. I'm going to hold on to my legs. That feels good this morning. Good. One more deep breath here. Good. Let's go to the other side. again, you can go all the way to the ground, or you can just kind of hang out right on your leg. This feels good on this side too. My legs are a little bit tight. Good. All right. When you're ready, take a deep breath up. We're gonna go back down one more time, but I wanna make sure we're going up. Big deep breath, and back over. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant one hand on the ground. If you need to, I can go ahead and widen my stance just a little bit. That'll help me reach the ground. So planting my left hand down. I'm gonna go ahead and twist my other one open. Whew. Take a couple deep breaths here. And one more. And go ahead and we're gonna switch. Couple deep breaths here. And back down. Awesome. Go ahead and find a nice, cozy seated position. And go ahead and sit with both feet folded. And just kind of sit as upright as you can and take a couple deep breaths here, just getting cozy on the ground. We're gonna go ahead and lean back and forth. So starting on my left side, I'm gonna plant my hand right on the ground. Use this arm overhead and stretch. You wanna keep, these are called seats bones, so you may have heard that a little bit in yoga last week. So it's your two butt bones. You want to keep those nicely and firmly planted on the ground. So as you're stretching here, you don't want to go too far that you're tipping. So go to whatever place feels most comfortable for you. If you're looking for a nice deep stretch, see what you can do to get that elbow on the ground. Or feel free to push back just a little bit. You can make that further out or nice and close to your body. Good. You can look right up at your hand. It really helps stretch right in here. Hope you're feeling that right now. Awesome. Let's do the other side. Good. Looking up at my hand, get that stretch just a little bit deeper. That feels great. Awesome. We're going to speed that up just a little bit, just kind of rainbow back and forth. So stretch and over and stretch and over. Two more. And over, stretch and over. Last one. Stretching and over and stretch and over. Awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and adjust my camera so you can see my feet for a second. All right, here we are. Oop. All right. So I'm going to start by putting my feet out in front of me. This already might be a stretch in itself. I know that sometimes sitting upright with my legs straight out in front of me is a little bit uncomfortable. So if you need to, use your arms to kind of brace you back here, so pushing against the ground. If this feels great, awesome. I like to just kind of adjust until I feel comfortable here. Good. Go ahead and take a deep breath in with me. And out. And one more in. Let's go ahead and fold forward. Again, this can be super uncomfortable. So if you're resting your hands right on your shins, that's awesome. Hang tight there. If you're reaching for your toes, also great. This is where if you have a blanket or a bandana or an old t-shirt, what you can always do is wrap that around your feet and bring it up and hold right onto those separate sides of your t-shirt or bandana. I don't have my bandana with me or else I'd show you. But you can go ahead and just stretch towards your toes Rest your hands wherever they fall, no stress. And hang here for just a minute. Amazing. Good. Good. That one doesn't always feel super great for me, and that's okay. It's a tough stretch. So what I like to do to help ease that stretch is to take one leg at a time. So I'm going to start by folding my right leg in, planting my foot just above. This is where my knee is, so my foot is just above that. Getting comfortable, still staying square. So what that means is still staying facing towards my foot. I don't want my foot to come out too far. I want it to be nice and straight. Good. And now go ahead and forward fold. You may notice that you're able to get a little bit further by doing one leg individually, and that's awesome. It's really helpful. It helps me stretch one leg at a time. I love that. So I'm just stretching forward. Dropping your head always helps. It helps the gravity of leaning in towards your leg. And breathing in helps get some oxygen to your muscles, which helps in that stretch. Good, and let's go ahead and switch legs. We're just keeping it as a very simple stretch this morning. We don't want to go too crazy. It's Sunday morning, feeling very relaxed, very zen. So keeping it simple, a nice easy stretch. So leaning in towards that, you can grab right onto your feet. You can hook your hands around your toe here. You can just kind of hold on to your shin again. Whatever feels good here. My back is very tight and sore, so I'm taking it nice and easy. You never want to push a stretch too far. It can get really, really hard on your muscles. So we want to take it easy. Do what feels good. Amazing. All right, and we're going to go ahead and finish up by stretching in butterfly, which was one of my favorites growing up. You just want to kiss your feet together. So my feet, balls of my feet are touching, heels of my feet are touching. Again, I like to wiggle back and forth a little bit here. Helps me find my sits bones, so booty bones, making sure that I find those. Sitting nice and upright to start. Sometimes I can hold my legs and sit even further up. Let's go ahead and stretch our heads here. So you're going to stretch to the right and stretch to the left and right and left. Amazing. Go ahead and look up towards the sky and down towards the ground. And back up towards the sky and down towards the ground. Good. Let's do a couple neck rolls here. So we're going to go ahead and roll our head all the way around. So starting with your right ear, reaching towards your right shoulder. You don't want to bring your shoulders up to reach your ear. You want your head to nicely lean towards your shoulder. To the back. Now your left ear towards your left shoulder and your chin towards your chest. Good. Let's do a couple more of those. Bring it around town. And one more. Good, let's change directions. So chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder, chin up, right ear to right shoulder, and chin down. And one more. Awesome. And then the last thing that you're going to do is to lean down towards your feet. Again, do what feels comfortable. I used to call this the butterfly because sometimes just moving your legs right here feels great. And so if you just want to hang out, move your legs a little bit, feel the stretch in your thighs. Do what feels good. So I'm stretching here. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, sit really tall and start to bring your chest towards your feet. So what that does is keeps your chest nice and open. You're gonna feel a lot of stretch here. And if you want that extra little bit, you can go ahead and round out the rest of the way. That can get a little bit tricky and a little less comfortable, so do what feels good. This feels really great to me right now. When I'm holding onto my feet, what you can do is either hold on, so I'm holding on the tops of my feet with my thumbs tucked against the arches of my feet, or if I want a little bit of a different stretch, I can cross my arms and hold on to those ankles and stretch forward. Again, do what feels good to you here. I might do a little bit of leaning. I can feel that in my back. That feels great. And always keeping some deep breaths all throughout the video. All throughout your stretch, nice deep breaths. Well, that was awesome. Thank you for joining me this Sunday morning for a nice, quick, easy stretch. I hope that you feel nice and relaxed as you go into the rest of your Sunday. If you were with me at the beginning of this video, I told you that what I love to do on Sunday mornings is to think of one thing that I could do that will set me up for the rest of the week. So like, what is one? Does it need to be a relaxing thing? Does it need to be a cleaning thing? What is that one thing that's going to make me feel really relaxed all week long? So I might set up my journal ahead of time so that all I have to do is go in and just write a couple quick lines about how my day was. So setting up my journal for the week. What I might be doing is looking at my schedule for the week. We've got parents out there looking at those planners, looking at your calendar for the week and getting ahead of yourself and just knowing what is expected of you this week. Sometimes I like to clean a little bit of a space or make a space extra cozy and take some deep breaths and stretching time there. So I have this lovely chair in my corner that I like to curl up in with a good book and light a couple candles and feel very relaxed there. Whatever that looks like for you, do that one thing. And I challenge you to try that one thing. If you want the extra accountability, you can post it in the comments below. Let us know what that one thing is. It can help others get some ideas too. So this was lovely. Thank you for joining me this Sunday morning. Remember that the Facebook group is opening up today. So opening up to the wider camp community. If you have anything that you need to go back and edit or delete, go ahead and do that today. But know that we're going to allow other people to come join in this camp community for the last week of spring camp programming. We're going to keep a couple programs running through the month of May as we get ourselves set up for the summer. So if you have any things that you're excited to see, feel free to post them in the comments here and we'll do what we can to get you some of those programs, whether it's another crafting program, if you want to see more sing-alongs with Rob, if you're really digging trivia, and think that you can finally beat Christy's score and get a perfect score, you can let us know that. If you want to see something on journaling or more relaxation, also let us know that. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you around the campus.